Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff spots an alligator near her while swimming in a natural Florida pool. Tennis star Coco Gauff might be fearless on the court, but she proved she's just as composed off it too. While taking a peaceful swim in a natural pool in her home state of Florida, Gauff suddenly spotted something unexpected just a few feet away: an alligator. And yes, the moment was caught on her own camera. You'd expect panic, a scream, maybe a sprint out of the water. But not Coco. Instead of freaking out, she stayed calm and collected, quietly acknowledging the gator's presence while continuing to enjoy her time in nature. It was one of those moments where most people would have bolted, but Coco handled it with the same cool attitude she brings to a match point. Coco Gauff meets gator in natural pool. Florida locals are no strangers to wildlife encounters, especially with gators. But this wasn't just your average day at the spring. Gauff's reaction showed just how comfortable she is in her surroundings, even when things get a little wild. For a young athlete constantly in the global spotlight, it was a refreshing glimpse of someone who knows how to stay grounded literally. Gauff continues to connect with people simply by being authentic. For her, an alligator encounter isn't a big deal. She genuinely enjoys wildlife in all its glory. In the end, Coco didn't let a gator ruin her swim. She stayed calm, smiled, and kept going just like she always does when the pressure's on. And honestly, that might be the most Florida thing ever. The sun blazed high over the Florida sky, casting a golden glow over the calm waters of the natural spring where Coco Gauff had chosen to unwind. Nestled deep in the subtropical wilderness, just outside Delray Beach, the spot was a hidden gem known only to a select few locals. The sound of cicadas filled the air, mingling with the occasional splash of fish darting beneath the surface. After an intense week of training for the upcoming U.S. Open, Coco was taking a much-needed break. Accompanied by a few close friends and her younger brother Cameron, she had decided to return to her roots, to the freshwater springs and forest sanctuaries she loved as a child. Nature, to her, had always been a form of therapy, the kind that reminded her she was more than rankings, trophies, and spotlight interviews. "Race you to the far rock," Cameron shouted, already halfway into the pool. "Cheater." Coco laughed and dove in, slicing through the cool water like a champion swimmer. Not just a world-class tennis star. The water was crystal clear, with small schools of fish gliding around submerged roots and rocks. The pool itself was fed by an underground spring, keeping the temperature refreshingly cool even under Florida's notorious summer heat. It was paradise, serene, untouched, timeless. Coco climbed onto the far rock with a graceful pull-up, dripping and breathless. "That's a win for Team Gauff," she teased, nudging Cameron aside as he tried to scramble up behind her. They sat there in silence for a few moments, soaking in the view. Cypress trees draped in Spanish moss towered over them, and dragonflies zipped across the surface of the pool like nature's helicopters. It was the kind of moment that made you forget about the world outside. And then it happened. From the corner of her eye, Coco noticed something, a slow ripple in the water, just beyond a cluster of lily pads. At first, she thought it might be a large fish or a turtle. Nothing out of the ordinary. But then the ripple grew longer, broader. A faint shadow began to move beneath the surface, heading toward the deeper part of the pool, toward where they had just swum moments ago. Coco squinted. Her instincts sharpened. She'd grown up in Florida. She knew the signs, the eyes, that low, flat shape. An alligator. The calm before the storm. For many, panic would have set in instantly. Screams, splashing, frantic motions, all of which would only make things worse. But Coco Gauff was not your average 20-year-old. Years on the pro tennis circuit had taught her more than how to handle match point. They had taught her poise, discipline, and the ability to breathe through chaos. She gently nudged Cameron with her elbow. "Don't freak out," she said in a calm but firm tone. "But I think we have company." Cameron turned his head slowly, following her gaze. His eyes widened. "What do we do?" Coco scanned the distance. The gator was maybe 20 feet out, not close enough to strike, but close enough to warrant serious caution. It wasn't charging, just gliding, maybe curious, maybe territorial. "We move slow," Coco whispered. No splashing. No sudden moves. She knew that alligators didn't typically attack, unless provoked or cornered. Still, their power and unpredictability made them Florida's most feared reptilian residents. She looked across the water. The shoreline where their towels and phones were lay on the opposite side of the pool. Between them and safety stretched open water. Tactical retreat. Okay, on my count, we're going to slide into the water and swim back. Calm strokes. Keep your eyes on me, nodded. Cameron nodded, trying to mirror her composure, but clearly shaken. 3-2 now. They slipped into the water with barely a ripple. Coco kept her eyes locked on the gator. It had paused now, hovering near the edge of the lilies like a silent sentry. Still no aggressive motion. Stroke by stroke, the Gauff siblings moved steadily across the water. A silent race neither of them wanted to win. Every second stretched like a tiebreaker in a Grand Slam final. Halfway through, Coco turned her head slightly. The gator was still in place, but its snout had risen slightly higher. Observing, she picked up the pace just a bit, still smooth and silent. 15 feet to go. 10. Cameron reached the edge and pulled himself out, breathing heavily. Coco followed, muscles tight with adrenaline. They stood together, soaked and trembling, staring back at the pool. The gator drifted lazily away, slipping back beneath the water surface, as if to say, "That's enough excitement for today." The calm after the chaos. Back at the car, towels wrapped around their shoulders, Coco finally let herself laugh, the high, nervous kind that comes when danger has passed. "You good?" she asked her brother, who was already opening a bag of chips like nothing happened. "I'm good if you are," he said. "That was insane." She nodded, her expression thoughtful. Florida really is wild sometimes. Later that evening, Coco took to Instagram with a short clip. Just a peaceful spring, no gator in sight, and a caption that read, "Just your average Florida swim. Crocodile grinning face with sweat, don't worry, we're all good. Nature always keeps you on your toes. Just like tennis." The post exploded. Fans flooded her comments with everything from Queen of Composure to only in Florida. Media outlets quickly picked up the story. Coco Gauff calmly handles alligator sighting during swim. But beneath the viral buzz was something more meaningful. The deeper reflection. When asked about it days later during a press conference, Coco didn't focus on the drama. "I think it's just one of those moments where you realize how small you are compared to the natural world," she said, "and how important it is to respect it." She went on to talk about her love for Florida. Not just the beaches and tennis courts, but the raw, unpredictable beauty of its landscapes. "That's what makes me who I am," she added. "Nature teaches you how to be calm, how to adapt, how to respect the space you're in. Same lessons I take with me onto the court." The crowd of reporters was silent for a beat before erupting into applause. Postscript: wild encounters and human grace. In the days that followed, wildlife experts praised Coco's calm response. She did everything right. One ranger commented on a morning news segment, "Staying calm, moving slowly. That's exactly how you avoid a dangerous interaction." It became a brief but powerful symbol. A young athlete not just celebrated for her speed and strength, but for her wisdom and grace. And somewhere out in that spring, a lone gator continued to glide beneath the lilies, unaware that it had shared a moment with one of the world's brightest tennis stars.